So I'm back with week 39, and this is the 25th of September until the 1st of October. And this is part 1. So for this week, I'm sort of using a mix match of all different things, but mainly Pink Fresh Studios. So I've got their die cuts from a collection, like an autumn collection from like 2019, and I really can't think what it's called. But the die cuts that I use scattered everywhere is from the Best Day collection, which I think came out in 2021. And yeah, I realised at the end they actually have the stickers for this collection as well, but I didn't use those. I had enough stuff, to be fair, with the die cuts and the cut parts, but I do also have the stickers for that collection. So I'm using some papers from my stash. Some are just plain coloured paper that have come from like Poundland or Hobbycraft, and the other is from that big 12 by 12 piece of paper that's from a paper pad that I got from the range, and I've used the whole pad apart from maybe 1 or 2 papers, so I wanted to use those up so they don't just sit in my stash basically. So that is what I'm going to be using for this week. The washi tape I'm using is just like almost like a muted sort of browny pink, and it's really cute. I don't know where it's from. It's an odd one. It feels like it just came on its own, but it must have come from somewhere. It might have come from Wilco's potentially. Anyway, so as I said, this was week 39, so we're in sort of autumn time still. So I'm just going to, for my title card, I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm actually using a Pritt stick because I'm running out of glue, and my favourite glue I just can't find anywhere at the moment. So I'm trying to use up some of my other little glues that I've got around. And Pritt stick was quite easy for this layout because all the embellishments and things were quite large. They weren't tiny, so it was easy to use a Pritt stick. And they go in pockets anyway, so I know they're not going to fall out. So I've got this almost like 3x3 cut apart, which says hello, and then also this little tab that says autumn, and I thought that was quite cute if I put them together. So I just layered them on top of each other. And to be fair, as I'm doing my title page first, and I don't normally do that, but I think it's just because it was literally do it yourself. There wasn't anything that I really wanted to do, like to use, so I just had to sort of do it myself. So that's why I'm doing it first, just so I get the feel of the whole page. So I'm going to edge it all with this washi tape, apart from one side, and I like that because it just feels like it has a purpose. I felt like it was a bit bare without anything around the edges, so I thought that was quite nice to edge it all with the washi tape. It is quite simple, this layout. There probably is room for improvement with it. I probably could have inked the edges or did a little bit more journaling, or I don't know, a little bit more embellishments. I don't know. It just seems a little bit plain, but I'm not angry about it. I just, you do things and you learn from things. So I'm going to keep it as it is. So I'm just looking through some die cuts to put in that corner because it looked a bit odd, and not odd, but sort of empty. So I'm just looking. I was going to put this little acorn, what I thought was cute, but I do decide on this house because we didn't really do too much this week. What we did do was at the end of the week, so it meant that we weren't, out of the house too often. So that was a good excuse to use this little house. Plus I like the little flowers that go along with the cut apart as well. I was also going to put another embellishment, but then I realised I didn't have my date on there, so I knew I could fill that bit of gap with my date a bit later on. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I do for my title page. I think I come back and do the actual week number. I don't think I do it straight away. I just had a little bit of a cat hair stuck in the washi tape, which is a problem in my household. Cat hair everywhere. So yeah, so this week, so the first sort of day, my parents were going back home. So on the Sunday they went quite early so they could drive all the way back down south. And just to sort of have an easy Sunday, we had Chinese, which was lovely to have. We always like to have Chinese. We don't have it too often, but it's a bit of a treat to have. So I took a picture of that, and it's never the most prettiest of pictures, but looking at it now, it makes me really fancy Chinese. So I do like to put it on there that we've had Chinese, and also it reminds me of where it's from and that sort of stuff. So it probably isn't a good thing putting food in my project life, because when I look back at it, I just want it all the time. So it doesn't make me lose any weight because I just constantly look back and think, oh yeah, I fancy that, let's have that. So I'm just going to lay up some of these 3x4 photos. So obviously one is the takeaway. And the second picture is my 2 cats. I was changing the bed downstairs after my parents had been, and I'd walked away for about, I don't know, 15 minutes, and they'd made themselves at home, so they were quite happy and snug on the bed sheets. And I'm such a sucker for them, like I won't move them at all. Like I'll just let them be there until they decide to get up, and then I'll move my stuff. But I just put this little like cut apart. It's almost like a banner, and it's got another layered banner on top of it, which I thought was quite nice. It's just got some little blue and white hearts. And then I'm going to use this little cut apart. It's almost like a little journaling tag that I can put some writing in there. I just put some washi tape on the top of that, so it almost looks like it's been stuck down with washi tape. I do like that effect. And then I just put this little house in the corner. One other thing I do put is, I don't really know what it is. It's a little die cut. It looks like a feather duster, to be honest. But I put that on the side as well. I'm not too sure. I think because it looked like a feather duster, I thought it would go along with the idea that I was cleaning the house and stuff like that. So that's why I put it there. You'll see me tuck it into the photo in a minute. There it is. Yeah, I think it is a feather duster. I'm not sure, but I tuck it into the photo, as I said, because I was cleaning the house after my parents had gone. So the photo is going to go underneath. The title card is just Joe and I went for a really nice walk on the Monday. It was really bright skies, so the views you could see for a long distance. So I just took a photo of that, and all the berries were out on the trees and things, so it was really, really nice. And I just used a full 6x4 photo for the bottom one as well, because it had enough, I didn't have that many photos this week, so I was able to sort of take advantage of the large 6x6 pocket page. So I'm going to use some of this paper. I think I just had the one sheet actually. I'm going to use this, but I'm going to use, no, I don't use that actually. I move it round. I decide to use that pink that I just used at the top, because I knew I was going to use that pink one anyway. If I'd used the 12x12 one with the little triangles, then the 2 pinks would be underneath each other. So instead I used the pink one diagonally across from each other, and then I used the diamond triangle one underneath the first pink one on top. So yeah, that was what I was doing. So yes, I'm actually sticking this paper on top of the previous pocket page, because it's really thin. It's not actual paper. I don't really know what it is. It's very, very thin, but it come from a inside one of the Craft Sensations, God, what are they called, paper collections, but it's really super thin. So I wouldn't be able to tuck it in, so I had to stick it to the back of the previous pocket page. So that's what I was doing. And obviously Mango came to have a look and see what we were doing. So at the bottom, I'm just going to use this cut apart that says thankful, and then a nice set of little leaves and the little red berries, because obviously that would match the photo with the berries in the photo as well. So I thought that was really good to use that up. I line it with some washi tape down the bottom. Not down the bottom, sorry, down the side of the photo. Again, to make it stand out a little bit more. And then there was also these little cut aparts that said fall, and I actually cut them out individually and put them at the bottom. Can't speak today. Put them at the top. As you can see, I was going to leave them like this, just as they are, but then I thought, no, I like them. The sky was such a nice colour that I wanted to obviously make it stand out as much as I could. So I do cut them down to make them little banners, and I stick those at the top as well. So yeah, it's been a really nice week actually. It's always a bit stressful with my family coming up and stuff, because I always want to make sure I make a good impression, and having my own house now, I want to make sure that they think that I've got my life together, that I can tidy a house and I have responsibilities and stuff. I don't know why, I know they're proud of me, and they know that they wouldn't judge me by anything in my house or anything like that, but it's just one of those things when you get older and you want your parents to think that you've achieved something, and it's nice. And after, when they went home, I do miss them, and it's nice for them to come up. They only come up about once a year, so it's fine for me to make the effort once a year to make sure my house is absolutely spotless. So it's just nice. The day after, we just went for a walk, and just to chill out a little bit. So that's that one. And then because I didn't have that many photos, I'm just going to make my own card next to this. And all I do is just use that triangle paper. And then there was this large die cut that says Happy Fall. I stick that in the middle On hindsight, I probably should have inked the edges just to make it stand out a little bit more, but again, you live and learn. I just put some washi tape at the bottom alongside a little mug, washi tape, little mug die cut, and that's pretty much all that goes on that pocket page. So yeah, so it's just a bit of a throwing together everything, this part, because I didn't have that many photos for this week. So, you know, I like to take advantage of that. If I haven't got many photos, I like to take advantage of like the bigger die cuts or the papers, or, you know, things that take up a lot of space that you know, can't always do when you've got a load of photos to fill. So that's where these big die cuts come in handy, to be able to fill space. So I'm just going to put these in the pockets. So I'm going to use the same alphas that I used in the previous week, the gold sort of plated ones from Hobbycraft, just because again it matched the week really nicely, and I just thought, you know, why not. So I just used the W and the K, and 39 for obviously week 39. So yeah, as I'm speaking now, it's actually way past into November, so I'm a little bit behind getting my YouTube videos up, just because we've been away and, you know, been doing other bits and pieces and stuff. But rest assured, I am actually on top of Project Life and not on top of my travel scrapbooks. I'm like 3.5 projects behind on that, but I am getting there, and I don't like to rush them. They, you know, as I said before, they are hobbies, so I'm trying not to rush them and try and think, oh, I need to get them out, But, you know, I am conscious that, you know, I don't want to forget the memories and stuff. And that's one of the good things about trying to get your travel ones done as soon as possible, because you don't want to forget the memories and things. I don't normally struggle because I take so many photos that it brings back the memories. And if I want to, I always document little bits whilst I'm away, just so I can remember like room numbers or, you know, menus or places that we want to eat and that sort of stuff. So I don't normally struggle. It's just I would like them to be in albums quicker than I'm managing to do so at the moment. So I'm just going to use my normal date stamp to stamp the 25th to the 1st of October. And I just use a little die cut, a little red circle with a brown star in the middle, just to sort of differentiate between the two dates. So yeah, so we're coming into October for this Project Life. So I will be doing Halloween collections from October, just to try and use some bits up. You know, rather than just using it for one day of the month, I'm going to use it for the whole month, just to get rid of some collections and stuff, and, you know, finally use some Halloween-y sort of things, because that does excite me. I just don't have the opportunity to use them. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll be back soon. Bye.